Hello my lovely witches, and welcome to another book flip through. So this one's slightly different from my previous book flip throughs in that it's not really witchy, although a lot of the art that I've created in this is quite witchy. It's not a book of magic. For the first time ever, I decided to do the month-long prompt series Februllage, which is for the entirety of February. There's a prompt for every day to create a collage. And as you know, love me a bit of collage. Thought the prompts looked fun, and so thought I would do it. So here we go. Start right from the beginning. The first prompt was postcard, and I had this postcard that had been sent to me by a friend. I popped this cute Dumbledore quote on the back because it's all about night, and then just collaged a little on the underside. Get that back in there. Then this one was bubble, and so I created this sort of bubble on the page. Then we have escape, and this started because this book, well, yes, this book is two books. It's two little golden books that I glued together, which worked really, really well until about halfway through this project when the spines of the books that had been glued together sprang apart. The back covers were still glued together, so that was okay, but the spines sprang apart, which means that you might see it later on when we're flipping through. It doesn't flip from the first book to the second book very well, but that's okay. Anyway, this little cute picture of a puppy yawning suddenly sparked my imagination, and we had a TARDIS escaping from a puppy. Escape, there we go. Then warmth, and I just had no choice but to do a fireplace and these adorable cats in cardigans. Encounter, there's all sorts of things going on here. Encounter felt very sinister to me. Maybe that's just my current witchy vibe. I don't know. But it just, I sort of, started to gather together images that felt quite sort of sinister, dreamlike, and yes, pop them in my book. So these were a lot of fun, these collages. Treasure, I mean, it had to be a dragon. You'll see, here we go. This book's already falling apart. Unfortunately, collage and found books don't always mash well together because of the thickness of the layers. But, you know, you just go with it. Here we are with treasure and a dragon. Castle in the background. Popcorn. Initially, I was like, oh, what on earth am I going to do with the prompt popcorn? And then, you know, it was really quite obvious. Anything that I don't know, I'm like, when in doubt, use skulls or bones or snakes or something. So popcorn. Ladder. Again, I wondered about ladder, but then it was, I've always wanted one of those old Victorian style libraries with a library ladder. I remember when we were cleaning out my parents' place a few years ago, they actually had an old library ladder in their shed, which although I have a library, I don't have a library of that sort. I did not keep it. We sold it, but part of me regrets that, because maybe one day I'll have a library like that. Wrong way. Yeah, don't go to Baba Yaga's house. Don't go past the fence of bones. Tangle. See, when in doubt, snakes. Snakes and bones and skulls. Or mushrooms. It wouldn't be a Corrigan book if it didn't have mushrooms in it, would it? Toxic. I mean, it was a no-brainer for a prompt. Remember. So this was just thoughts, brains, memories. Wolf. Dream. This is a lovely printable by Lucy from Les Patouilles de Lucie, and there's quite a number of pieces of ephemera or stamps, such as these border stamps and things in here. Naturally from La Green Witch, because, you know, I'm still slightly obsessed. So then we're flipping, that's halfway through, that was prompt 14. Flip to the next book, which, as you see is a little bit crunchy. Then we go play. I went with a very playful fairy vibe, including fairy dogs and fairy cats. Statue. More printables and things from La Green Witch. I went with a very definite sort of Medusa-esque vibe. Cardboard. I used this corrugated cardboard and some brown paper to illustrate a song quote that originally is apparently Paul McCartney. I did not know that. I can't remember the song that I used to, it was a cover song, obviously. I think it was Inspiral Carpets did a cover of it. And it was back in the 90s, and it was an awesome song. And every time I think of cardboard or paper, I think of those lyrics. Fake. Getting a bit textile-y here. Shadow. I mean, mushrooms, skulls, and moths. All my favourite things all dwell in the shadows. This was mythical, and it's just a bunch of unicorns that sort of, I was just digging through my stash and kept finding little unicorns, so here they all are. River. This was a fun one with the two dragons, a river dragon and a land dragon. This is Crowd, which is somewhat gruesome, but I don't know, just what came to me. Neffy, stop scratching the carpet. Bad cat. This is capitalism, which is a word that to me is very depressing. And I feel like it sort of, some of this Victorian imagery feels to me that sort of industrial age starts to really bring in how capitalism can be so detrimental, I guess, to society, depending on where you are in society. Song. So it's a very mermaidy, sea-based collage. Spill. So this little wizard in his potions labs accidentally spilled this potion, which has created this very sparkly rose. Favourite. I was originally going to do cats in this, but then we are getting closer to my favourite season of autumn, so I decided to do something a bit more autumnal themed. And this is two prompts, plaster and curtains. And I sort of, because I had basically run out of pages in the book, this was 27 and 28. And prompt 29 was called Extra, because it's a leap year and there's 29 days in February. So I would suggest that my collage of the cover is the extra. So I hope you had fun, were inspired, thought this was an interesting project. I'll link the Instagram for Februllage. I will link the couple of creators that I've used their pieces in here. And if this is something that you are intrigued by, but you'd like something a bit more witchy themed, you can follow along with Fern and Oak Art and myself. We are doing a year-long Wheel of the Year based prompt challenge or prompt community project. called As Above, So Below. You can search the hashtag As Above, So Below 2024. Or look at Emily's or my own Instagram accounts. I will link her YouTube, Instagram, etc. down below, and my own Instagram down below. If you're keen, we're doing prompts for the Wheel of the Year, no matter where you live. So I'm doing Southern Hemisphere, she's doing Northern Hemisphere because she's in the UK. And we're also doing some global prompts. If neither of those hemisphere prompts really sort of fit where you live, you can do some of them, all of them. They don't have to be art, but if you wanted to, you could create collage work or something like this. You could paint, you could do ritual, you could create tarot spreads based on the prompts. You could, I don't know, whatever you like. Take photographs of your area, anything at all. It is not necessarily a book-based project. You could write. I always forget that because I'm not a journaler, but I know a lot of you guys out there love to, you know, use prompts to journal about. That would be another great way to follow along. Tag us, because the As Above, So Below, I don't know about you guys on Instagram, but I'm finding that the hashtags that I now look at, it won't give me all of the posts in that hashtag. It'll only curate them for me. So that's really frustrating. So if you do join along and you use the hashtag As Above, So Below 2024, that's fantastic. But can you please also tag myself and Emily, so that we actually can see your beautiful creations or interpretations of the prompts. So yeah, join us. I hope you enjoyed this quick little flip through of Februllage, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye, my lovelies.